Michael Frankel for CageMinds.com. We're here at Jackson Wink. Cameron Else is joining us. Bamma 23, about, what, 2 weeks away from it?
2 weeks.
Taking on Jay Butler. How you feeling, sir?
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really confident. Obviously, being invited out to this gym, which is obviously the best gym in the world, and getting out here and training with guys actually my weight, as opposed to at home. My gym's I'm pretty much the smallest guy in the gym, so it's nice to now come out here and size off with guys my weight, and now I can justify what level I'm at, and I'm very confident in my ability.
Joining us all the way from England, how did you get in touch with the team here at Jackson Winks, and how did you make your way out to Albuquerque?
Okay then, well basically what it is, I actually run a promotion myself back in the UK, Killicam Fight Nights MMA, check that out on Twitter, and also on Facebook. But yeah, I run a promotion, and a while ago when I first started up, I used to get a lot of French fighters mail me, coaches mail me, and they wanted to put French fighters on the show. So then I had a guy who sent me over a list of his fighters. I then looked at his fighters, and I actually discovered Tom DeQuesnoy, who fights out of Jackson's gym now. I actually brought him over onto Killicam, and I give him a few fights, and I built him up, and he became my champion. And off the back of that, me and him have always bonded quite well and kept in contact with each other. I then obviously made way for him, and he left my promotion. I moved him on to Bamma. He'd done very well at Bamma. Obviously, he was a featherweight champion. And yeah, so we stay in contact a lot. So I speak to Tom, and Tom was telling me he's out here and this gym's amazing, and basically it's a massive step up. So then I was actually with Cage Warriors, and then Cage Warriors pretty much stopped doing shows, and I don't know what the situation is with them, but pretty much on bust. So off the back of Cage Warriors going down, Bamma then contacted me, and I've signed a deal, basically a multi-fight deal with Bamma. And when I signed a deal with Bamma, Tom DeQuesnoy, I spoke to him about it, and he said, look, get yourself out of Greg's, I'm sure they'll be happy to have you on the team, and basically get out there and have a look. So I had a look into it. I was there, contacted through email, and yeah, I'm here, so I'm looking forward to it.
And so a month out here is what you've done?
Yeah, a month. Yeah, it was pretty short notice, because I was pretty much training for my fight at home, and then within, like, speaking of Tom, within like 2 weeks of exchanging emails with the guys here at the gym, they were like, yeah, come out. So then I managed to get some sponsors on board, which I'm truly grateful. If it weren't for my sponsors, I wouldn't be out here. And they got me out here, paid for my flight, and then come out here, stay in the gym, and yes, I'm literally come out here in a quick turnaround. So I've managed to finish a good 4 weeks of my camp out here, which has put me in probably the best shape of my life. Like, with the attitude out here, it's going to make me a lot fitter back home. Like, I'm fit back at home. My cardio's looking pretty good. I do a lot of runs and that, but coming out here and with the attitude, and I can only imagine that it's going to multiply when I go home. So.
All right, Cameron, so you told us about getting out here. What was it like when you hit the elevation?
To be completely honest with you, I thought I was going to do really well at it, because I've been to Afghanistan. I was in the parachute regiment, and I'd done 6 months out there. So, and the weather out there was really tough, really hot, and it was desert. So I adapted quite quick out there, and then also coming back from there, I've been to Brazil, and that was very humid, and I adapted really quick there. So coming out here, I actually generally thought, you know, it won't be as bad, and I will adapt pretty quick. Man, I was wrong. And I never thought I would be, but yeah, it's tough, and it really does take it out of you. It's more like I come out here, I get into training, and then I stand up, and I go to breathe in, and it feels like I was taking nothing in, and I felt like straight away in my muscles, I felt the lactic acid burn, and yeah, it definitely had a major effect. So the way I look at it, if it's had a major effect on me straight away, being out here, then I know it's doing something good for me. After getting through the first week, I felt I adapted to it. I made sure I hit the treadmill, and I done a few sprints, and I done sprints in the morning with my teammate Joby. He took me along and basically worked me hard in the mornings, and basically opened up my lungs. So off the back of that, I felt good, and now I feel really fit. I'm back rolling now, and the attitude doesn't really have its toll on me now. I feel like I've adapted to it well, and I feel like when I come home, the fans and Bamma especially my opponent Jay, he's going to really feel the effect of my condition.
So, were you a fighter first or a promoter first?
I was actually a fighter first.
Good. Again.
First and foremost, I was in the army, and I come out of the army, and when I come out of the army I didn't really have any job, I didn't have nowhere to go to, and I was basically had my back against the wall, and I got into a job doing courier work. Decided I didn't like the courier work. I basically put a business together for the courier company, and then off the back of that I realised one day, do you know, this ain't me, I don't want to do this job. So then I like to brainstorm a lot, so I wrote a list down of 1 to 10 of what I like doing most, and number 1 on the list was MMA. From the moment I left the army, I met my instructor, Bamma, and he took me under his wing, and I loved it. So I knew then where was there a hole in the market for me to be able to do a company or a job which can help fund me, and also for me to have the passion in it to make sure it works. Because I think that's very important. If you're going to start up a business, you need to have the passion in it to make sure it succeeds. Otherwise, if you've not got the passion, one day you'll wake up and be like, do you know what, I can't be asked to get out of bed to go and work on this job. So then I started up the promotion because there was a hole in the market, and off the back of that I also feel I had a real great insight to it because I've fought on other promotions, I've seen what I didn't like in the promotions. I've also managed to, I've had the opportunity to train with some of the top fighters in the UK, or in the London area, because where I live outside London, so outside London there was nowhere to train, so I used to literally jump in my car and drive to London every day to now. I used to do like £30 in fuel. I used to travel, but it used to take me about 3 hours, so I used to do an hour and a half travelling at the time, like there, train, finish training about 11 o'clock, half 10 at night, hour and a half back, next day go again. So I was pretty focused on getting to where I wanted to get quick. But
so from running all that and now getting this chance with a big promotion like Bamma, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me. I think the problem with UK MMA as a whole is you need consistency, and you need to stick with a show to be able to form a fan base and to really show your ability. When you jump from show to show, you're not really testing your level. Now with Bamma, Bamma have got like signed the best guys at my weight division. There's no shadow of doubt. I don't get on with half of them because I'm going to fight half of them. So, and it's quite funny actually because there's a lot of banter and there's a lot of beef within the bantamweight division at Bamma. But one thing I will say, and I always tell my hat to, I know that I am fighting the best in Europe. I will be fighting the best guys in the UK. Now if I can steamroll through them, I know I'm only going to get better, and I'm heading one way, and that's to the UFC.
So is that the plan for Jay Butler, steamroll through him?
Yeah, I want to make a big statement. I want to go in there, and I'll be honest, all my fights, all my wins have come in the first round pretty much under the first minute. So I know that the type of fighter I am, I'm coming quick, and I take things quick. I don't want to wait around. I just get the job done. So I believe in my ability. I believe where I'm at. I believe that this will just be a quick fight. But then again, I'm pre-prepared for it to go 3 rounds because with Jay is definitely my toughest test today, without a shadow of a doubt.
Both of you guys have a lot of wins by submission, majority of your wins.
Yeah.
So what kind of ground battle do you envision here, or is it nullify each other and you guys stand there and trade? I personally want to keep it standing. I think it's more entertaining for the fans, and I believe in my stand up. I believe in my ability. I believe in my movement. I think Jay knows what he's good at, and he's very good at it. He knows what he wants to do. And for me, I'm expecting Jay to come out and want to get me to the floor. But then I'm happy to go there. I'm a very confident guy. Like, you put me on my back, I'll get up. I'll scramble, I'll get up. If not, I'll catch you in a submission. So I'm very confident where the fight goes. I feel that his strength is the ground. That is also my strength. My strength is definitely my ground. His strength is definitely his ground. So what happens then when you're both on the floor? One of you are going to come out on top, and I believe that I will come out victorious. If it goes to the mat, it will be a short night, I reckon. Spent a month out here. If there was one person or one thing you could take back on the flight home with you, what would it be? One person?
One person or thing, you know, something from the gym. What would it be if you could take it back with you to help your training?
Oh man, I'd like to say there's a couple of people, man. Like I've really enjoyed training with Joby Shanks. I think he's become a good friend of mine here, and I feel that I've learned a lot from him. And also, I feel that he's so open-minded that he's very he was quite impressive in my approach to the game. So I've been doing a lot of like lessons outside of the classes with Joby, working things with him. So I've learned a lot from Joby, and also I've got to say Diego Shanks. I think the guy's always been an idol of mine. And the first night I rocked up here to the gym, it was a Friday night. It was late. It was about 9 o'clock. I got here, and obviously the gym's locked up. So I'm thinking, where is everybody, man? Like, knock. I've got my suitcases. I'm in the middle of Albuquerque. First time I've been in America. I don't have a clue what's going on. I've got no internet. My battery's dead. So I go round and I knock on the window, and all I can hear is hear someone like going mad in the gym at like Friday, like 9:30 at night. And I stick my head in the window and I bang on the window and I bang again, and he stops what he's doing. This guy on the mate comes walking and looks. He said, "Hey, are you a fighter?" And it was Diego, man. I was like, wow, shit, man. Like Diego's there. Like I was a bit starstruck, man. Like Diego. When I first started watching UFC, Diego was the man. Like he was the guy that I watched in the Tough House, and I've always been a big fan of his style and that. But then coming here and seeing him on the first night answered a lot of questions for me. Like that's why he's at this level, and still at this level. And I think he's like one of the oldest fighters now that I know of that's been at the top of the food chain for the longest amount of time. And then getting to see him work. I come in, he introduced himself to me, and he was really nice, really humble guy, and he was so open. I was quite surprised with how open and humble the guys were here. And from that day I met him to the next day, I see that guy train 4 times in one day, and each session he give it 100%. You heard him, you hear Diego when he's banging pads, you hear him when he's ground and pound, you see him sprinting around this cage. That guy, to look at, he's an inspiration to any fighters, and his work ethic is blinding. And it's so good to be working around him, because he gives me the inspiration to be like, if you want to be the best and you want to hang in with the best and stay at the top, you need to have a work rate of him, and he is non-stop. So he's definitely someone that I'd love to have on my right shoulder anywhere I go, man. The guy's got so much enthusiasm and so much heart. He's a great guy to have around.
So it's going without saying, this ain't the last time we're going to see you here. You've had a great experience, and we've been back training.
To be honest, I looked at this coming up for 4 weeks. I knew it was a bit short notice. 4 weeks out here is definitely not long enough, but it's done me. It's improved me a lot as a fighter, and I think more mentally than anything, because, like I say, back home I always train with heavier weights, welterweights to middleweights. So you get used to sparring with them and training with them. You learn a way to fight them, but you never know how good you are until you train with the guys at the top level of your weight. Now come out here, I spar with Diego, Joby, John Dodson, all these guys my weight, and I find, you know what? UFC's in my reach. I'm there. I can get there. I know I can get there.
How bad was the speed difference at first? You said you're used to the bigger guys, and then you drop down to flyweights. That's a whole nother wear.
The big guys at home are like, you're quick, and I'm like, I'm quick to you maybe, but I don't know about the guys my size. I come out here, man, they're quick. They're quick. But it's good, because then they show me that I've got to be a lot quicker. So it's really good. It's really good to. It's a reality check for me. It's a massive reality check. I come out here, 2 things. I thought, oh my God, they're UFC fighters. These guys are fighting in the UFC. These, like John Dodson just fought for the flyweight title. Joby's had a couple of fights in the UFC, and he's got another tough fight coming up in December. Diego's dropping to featherweight. He's a beast. I'm training with all these guys, and I was like, wow, like, am I going to be able to hang with these? And then you realise, stay focused. I try and forget about who they are when I'm on the mat, and just train and be like, well, I'm going to try and beat this guy. I'm going to try and impose my will and impose my game on them, and try and catch them off guard. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But either way, I'm learning great things. And mentally, I know when I go home now, my UFC dreams just become alive. I know where I can get to. I know what level I'm at, because I'm sparring with the best guys in the world. So
And then last thing, you got a message for Jay Butler? He's the next task in front of you.
Jay, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. He seems a nice geezer, but when that cage door shuts, he's not. Do you know what I mean? He's my enemy. He's my worst enemy. The way I look at it, the moment someone signs a contract to come and take me out in front of my family and friends, that pisses me off. That gets my back up. Because that's me thinking, right, you sign a contract to get in your best physical shape, the best possible shape ever, to come and put a beat down on me and embarrass me in front of my family and friends. That's not going to happen. I'm going to come in, I'm going to get that win, and I'm going to do it in fashion. I'm going to make a statement to the Bantamweight division. I'm going to show everybody exactly what I'm like. When I've had a good fight camp and everything's gone sweet, I finish my fights in under a minute. When I've had a bad fight camp, other things happen, and that's happened. So now I look forward to fighting you, Jay. You are definitely my biggest test, without a shadow of a doubt. I look forward to the fight, I look forward to the scrambles. But unfortunately, I'm definitely going to be getting my hand raised, and tonight, on the night, it won't be your night, it will be mine, and I will show you.
If my second camera battery wasn't going to die, I would have more questions, but for right now, who do you just need to shout out to? Who do you need to thank?
I need to do a quick shout out to my sponsors, and let me just quickly remember these. I've got to thank jobdone.com. They've been a massive input on my training. They help pretty much pay for my flight. I've got to thank my boss for letting me have the time off, from AGS, Pete Gasper. Also down help fund some money. I want to thank Dan Goodin. He's a local lad in the community, does a lot for local people. Prospects Limited. I need to fight Lee Ambrose. Thank Lee Ambrose, another guy in the construction business. Help fund me. I need to thank a lifetime friend of mine, Ben Hayward, just for being a great friend to me and helping me focus on everything. I need to thank Byron Evans, BC Evans Plastering, one of the best plaster around Thanet. I'd like to thank him, and I'd like to thank all my family and friends that supported me. And I love my children, I love my son, Brandon Else, and I love my daughter, Valerie Else. So, I love them.
Cameron Else, thank you for the time. Everyone, find a way, tune in, Bamma 23.
Yeah, find me on Instagram at Camchida MMA, Twitter Camchida MMA, Facebook Camchida. Thank you, God bless you.